And welcome everybody to the N Word for Nerd podcast. Who's the master? Show enough. I'm sorry. Who's the master? N Word for Nerd. That's welcome everybody to the N Word for Nerd podcast. If you have not realized from our opening, we are a show made by blurbs, but for all nerds and geeks. If you're not quite sure what a blurb is,
it's a black nerd. That's exactly what it is. Figure it out. It's on the internet. And if you listen to us, we are both African American. It may not sound like it, but we are both black.
Let's see. Upload season 2 is about the ability for humans to upload themselves into programming that allows the user to never die and continue to be with his friends and family. Upload is a sci-fi comedy com-rom about classism, love, and murder. Dun, dun, dun. Jason, what is your one sentence review of Upload season 2?
Man, that girl is fine as hell.
Look,
that makes she is so beautiful. It makes me angry that I am alone and sad in my life. That's how beautiful she is. She's not a real person.
Season 2 is, why is it all of a sudden this white dude gonna have 2 women and one of them is a good woman? That's what, because I got issues with this season, and I'm a start for once, because god damn it. Look, I never watched Upload. My wife watched Upload season 1. Jason says, hey, last week Upload season 2's out. Like, well, you watch it? I'm like, no, I don't watch it, but for the show I'll watch it. So I binged season 1. Boy, when I tell you, I was like, oh my god, just awesome. Like, I was there for it. I'm 100%. Season 1 is so good. And one day we should just review season 1.
We can do it right now.
Season 1 ends on a cliffhanger. Great cliffhanger to end on for how they set it up in the season and stuff. Season 2 comes, so I'm ready. So that's for the season 1. I roll right into season 2. I'm ready. Season 2 has so many issues, and the biggest issue is it suffers from what I always call, if we were making a trilogy of movies, that number 2 movie where it's like, we got all the big stuff coming in the third one, so we got to tread water in this second one. Season 2 is the most treadingest, wateriness season I've seen in TV in a very long time. It's so you leave with the Nora and old boy thing being on the ropes, but we know why it's the way it is. And she goes off into this, zealotry, no technology, forestry area. And I was with it. I'm like, oh, this is dope. We're going to see other parts of this world than the parts that we've seen in the show. But god damn it, we knew they were going to be zealots and terrorists. God damn it. Can't people just be like, we off the grid living our lives and we just chill? Nope. Yeah. That can't be that. They got to be something else. Because you know why? We can't have people be good people. They got to be a bad guy to make the system seem, hey, the system is just as bad as the non-system. Okay, you're going to give me that. I'm going to rock with it. I'm going to flow with it. Let's do that. We spend so much time treading water on the Nora and the old boy thing that, like, waiting for them to interact again, waiting for them to clear up the miscommunication from the end of season 1. And I feel like they do, but they don't even really do it in the way that you want. Like, you spent season 1 building up this romance and building up this connection, and it's the strongest thing of this whole show. And then you spend all season 2 not acknowledging it and not having it. And when you finally get back to it, I hate to say, like, I feel like some of the magic is gone for me once you finally get it. Like, season 2 is supposed to end with this moment, like, not the end ending, but a moment at the last episode is supposed to be the moment that we're all supposed to, like you said, we were talking wrestling terms, we're supposed to pop for. We're supposed to be happy this finally got to happen because it's been so earned. But I was so distraught about season 2's BS that I kind of was like, I don't feel like it's earned anymore. And why is it not earned anymore? Because you interject the girlfriend character, which I think was a great way to interject her with what she's doing. But the most important and probably the most interesting thing about the girlfriend character being interjected, they just do it in one episode and they never really talk about it again. And that's the key moment that makes the girlfriend character go from just somebody he's trying to get the fuck out of here to being like someone he actually starts caring for again is when she body swaps.
Yeah.
And that's the part the most interesting thing going with her, but it's never really addressed and fleshed out again because that was when she goes from the character that he just can't stand to him being like, "Oh, I think I'm back feeling for her again because she's awesome again. I can't believe she went along with this, and she was, but it wasn't even a real character, which the audience knows, and that's cool. But that's never even addressed again. It's like nothing. He doesn't even mention something to be like, "Oh man, you're acting so much different." Like this,
Yeah,
like
you're
it's never any.
so much
It's
cooler
never any
now.
payoff for it. Yeah, yeah. Like it's never any payoff or anything for that. So, I, as you can tell from what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, like I didn't like season two. I It almost makes me not even want to watch season three. And the only reason I'll probably end up watching season three is one, we'll probably review it. But then two, season one was so good that I would think that maybe they can rechannel that magic. But I don't think they can because I think so much of season one was built off of those two characters' chemistry and seeing that romance and seeing it build. That now that they've built it and it's already established, like I don't know what else is left for them really to do. And then on top of all of that, the murder mystery, as far as I'm concerned, is pretty much already done in my eyes. And season two
It's
kind of
so.
wraps that up,
I mean, like they
but
don't even like talk about it really until the very end, and it's like,
yeah,
yo, this is like something's
like
supposed to be
once
important.
it's revealed his part in all of this stuff, I feel like for me, you lose the sympathy of the audience to care why he got set up for murder. Like once it was established that he made this move that was kind of shady,
Yeah.
you're like, oh well, I mean, he got. I hate to say it, he got what was coming to him for being a shady. Karma got his ass. So I don't know, my guy. Hopefully Jason loved this season so that way I can get redeemed for me shitting on it so bad, like I just did. So Jason, what do you think about season two of Upload?
I mean, it's I your gripes and your concerns are definitely I can definitely 100% agree with them. Uh this does definitely after like sitting with it because I watched this whole entire season in like one sitting, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because it's and I for me I felt like it was too short of a season and they didn't really move the story along enough to justify it being this short. It's only 7
Mm-hmm.
episodes. The episodes are only 30 minutes or really like 22 minutes if you really like cuz you know, so it's not like you can literally just see this whole season and still have the rest of the day to go do something if you wanted to. So
Mm-hmm.
and like they didn't progress it enough, especially after all the stuff that happened in season one, and you land on this kind of cliffhanger, and then you start season two, and it's like that seemed like it was as I said barely an inconvenience, and he's back to square one in season two, and he's still kind of treading the same water over and over again. So it was definitely kind of a disappointment because we didn't really get to the answers and to the really meat of it that they were setting up in season one. But on the other hand, fucking Robbie Amell and Andy Allo are so fucking charming in this shit that it's like hard not to watch them. And pretty much
They
almost
are. I agree
everybody.
with that. I 100% agree that like them as individuals are charming. I just again I didn't buy the reconnect as well as
Yeah,
when I did in
but
season one, and
I also think
maybe
in this one they also do a little bit better with kind of some of the ancillary characters. Like the AI butler is definitely getting more of a play in this. You definitely see there's more to facets to like him other than just being just there because he's you
Mhm.
know. So I thought that was interesting. Uh and but yeah, it's I mean I just enjoy the show itself that it will probably carry me to season 3 just because I enjoy watching these characters, just live in this world, but it for the overall the season was definitely a disappointment. And yeah, the whole thing these eco terrorists are just like there's no gradient in their mind. They're like, "Oh, all the people that use this are bad." And it's like we know that like a lot of these people are there not because they're rich and they can afford it, but they're there out of circumstances that are out of their control and they're just trying to exist.
Mhm. Mhm.
you know, and they're just like, nope, fuck them, they're all bad, and it's like, fucking, like the one dude, his best friend was a freaking military guy who dies in service, and like that was his reward for dying and for this country was getting, you know, this, package level and but other than that, yeah, it's just I hope it seems to me like they had all of season 1 planned out, but they didn't think they were going to get to season 2. So they had
Right.
everything, they planned it out, all these cool twists and turns and shit. And like, cool, we don't have to do anything else because we're gonna have it out there. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna look good on our resumes. So we can get another show, but we're not gonna do a season 2. And they're like, nah, this shit is fun. It's great. It's awesome. You're gonna get a season 2. Like they're like, fuck, what are we gonna do now?
Also, let me jump in real quick because I think also season 1 works so well. To your point, is that everything that's happening in season 1 is new to us as the viewer too.
Yeah,
So a lot of the runtime in season 1 is just explaining or showing how this whole world thing works. And that
yeah.
cuts out, I mean, that's pretty much almost 3-4 episodes right there of season 1 of just explaining how this
It's
works,
just him.
which is building that
Yeah,
credibility for us with Angel and et cetera, et cetera. But go ahead, my bad.
but yeah, it just seems like in this one they just like they didn't have a plan for season 2, and they just like, oh, that's probably why it's 7 episodes because like, oh shit, we only got 7 episodes because it's been like 2 years since the shit was on season 1 came out. So
Mm.
So it definitely stinks of not having a plan, and I hope maybe they can write the train in season 3 because this definitely feels like
Right, the
this season
train.
yeah this episode definitely seems like or this season definitely seems like it's been truncated because they just did not know what else to put on there and they had to do something. So I hope it gets better because these characters are fun to watch. The world is kind of fun, even though it's kind of like a nightmare. I would hate to live in this reality, but it's kind of fun to
Hmm.
watch. And the humor is very, very good. It's just like the story overall has just been lackluster. So
Look, I also too want to make sure I shout out that Alicia is fine as hell, and I love her
yeah,
character in this.
she
Um,
is
the
she's
the
definitely got to
boss
glow
is
up in this
cool.
season.
Oh, 100%. Oh,
Yeah,
100%. Yep, yep, yep. Their boss is really dope too. And then I want to give a small shout out to my man Chris Williams as playing Nora's dad. I like Chris Williams. He's a funny dude. I've seen him and
he's
stuff.
in it in 2 episodes.
Yep. And then the
And,
last one is my man Byron. Boy, I wish I could get more Byron. Boy, Byron's so funny, and he shows that if you want an insight into that world, like how that world functions outside of that job, Byron's that. And I love when he's in it because like the interactions with him and Nora are so great because we've grown into a society where human interaction is only technology based. So in person, like we don't really know how to do this. And it's so great. And that's all in season 1. And so like I say, it's so many jewels in season 1 that make it work. And I think a lot of the jewels work because we're trying to learn this world. And they're giving us so much to learn this world with. With season 2, I think they overestimate how comfortable we are in this world. And they do so many things that I think don't endear us to this world as much as season 1 did. But again, like I said, I'm going to watch season 3 because off the strength of how good season 1 was, and I think all
hmm
series could take a stumble and rebound pretty well. Um, but if you had to give this a rating, Jason, what would you rate season
I'm
2 of Upload?
I'm gonna give this a 2 out of 5 because of the nature of the whole entire thing. Even though, like, I like watching this show, I
Hmm.
do enjoy
Hmm.
watching this show, but the whole entire story arc of this season has just been, it's been bad. I mean, not in a
I'm right
bad way,
there.
but it's just bad. Not in a
I'm
bad
right
way,
there
but
with
bad.
you. I'm gonna give you. I'm right there with you, man. I'm gonna give it 2.5, man. I think just you got to give me a little bit more, man. And I think some of the things that we bought into on season 1, I think they kind of flushed down the toilet a bit, and now I need them to plunger it back up and let us sit with that shit, like what I did there. All right, let's go ahead and jump into. Hey, how you doing there? We here at the N word for nerd like to tell you a little something about a product that we decided to, steal from some people and then sell to you at a very extremely serviceable price. Have you ever been tired, worn down, and just lazy? I know I am because that's my life. But then this magical drink came along, came Nerd Focus.
Nerd
Nerd Focus hits
focus.
all that stuff in your brain, makes you smarter. Well, let me change it. It doesn't make you smarter, but since you brought this, which is a smart decision, then in that turn, it just made you smarter. So by that nature, it does make you smarter. Have you ever wanted to turn into a Super Saiyan 4? Nerd Focus will help you do that. Jason, you just had some. What do you think about Nerd Focus?
It's delicious. It tastes very good. I feel more aware. I feel more awake now. I feel like I can actually talk to a girl, maybe. Maybe ask her out on a date. It definitely has electrolytes in it, so that's what plants need. It's very good. It's great.
Well, guys, if you want to get your own very own case of Nerd Focus, go ahead and check out our link in our description. That's our affiliate link. So if you do purchase a case of Nerd Focus, it actually does help us out tremendously. Hey, let's
That's what
get
I'm
your Nerd
drinking.
Focus on, man.
Focus up.